Carlo Gambino led the New York City crime family that bears his name today. Sal Gambino and his brothers founded the Cherry Hill crew of the Gambino family, using their chains of Philadelphia area pizza parlors to move heroin. Were the Gambino brothers at the head of the Sicilian connection related to the old boss?
Notably, John Gambino was a distant relative of Carlo Gambino, the boss of the Gambino family. Although Carlo Gambino was their uncle, they owed him.
Or was their name a coincidence? And why does it matter? Let's do some Mafia genealogy. Carlo Gambino was born into a Mafia family in 1902 in the city of Palermo. He was the second child of Tommaso Gambino and Felicia Castellana. Carlo had an older sister born 4 months before their parents were married, and two younger brothers, Paolo and Giuseppe. We know about Carlo's two brothers because they were active in the same Mafia family as Carlo. Famously, he was smuggled into the country and then groomed by his maternal relations, the Castellanas, in Brooklyn. It looks like Paolo sneaked into the country around the same time as Carlo. If you want to hear more about Carlo Gambino's rise to power or my theories around why he fled Palermo, sign up for my Patreon. Carlo and Paolo Gambino both married Castellana cousins named Catherine. But what about their Cherry Hill brothers? How can we find out if they're related? The Cherry Hill brothers are of the same generation as Carlo's children. They were born in the 1930s and 40s. We know their mother's name from the newspapers as well. They were born in Palermo, like Carlo Gambino, but they're not the sons of one of Carlo's brothers. Their father's name was Tommaso, and their mother was the former Salvatrice Spatola. The Tommaso Gambino family first settled in Brooklyn and worked in construction before going into restaurants and nightclubs. The family began moving to New Jersey in the early 1970s. Here's Tommaso and Salvatrice's marriage in Palermo. From here, it's a matter of building the family tree, finding Tommaso's direct ancestors a generation at a time, and doing the same thing for Carlo Gambino's family tree, learning who his great-grandparents were and his great-great-grandparents and so on, until I find a match, the same people existing in both trees. These are the Cherry Hill Gambinos and Carlo Gambino's nearest common ancestors, and based on that, we can determine their relationship. Carlo Gambino, the mafia boss, who was the son of Tommaso, who was the son of Carlo, who was the son of Tommaso Gambino and Francesca Carollo. They were a married couple who were born in the first decade of the 19th century. Their son Carlo had an older brother named Giuseppe, who had a son named Tommaso, who had a son named Tommaso, and he was the father of the Cherry Hill Gambinos. Tommaso Gambino and Francesca Carollo are the great-great-grandparents of the Cherry Hill Gambino brothers and the great-grandparents of Carlo Gambino. That makes the Cherry Hill brothers and the old boss second cousins once removed. In this family tree, you can see who is of the same generation. Tommaso Gambino, the father of the Cherry Hill brothers, and family boss Carlo Gambino are from the same generation. They're second cousins. We've established the Cherry Hill Gambinos are not Carlo's nephews, and they're not first cousins. First cousins share common grandparents, and these families share ancestors who are a little more distant. They're great-grand and twice great-grandparents. They're not distant cousins. In fact, I'm pretty sure Tommaso and Carlo knew they were second cousins. It was an important relationship, and one that I'm willing to bet Tommaso Gambino leaned on to help his family survive and thrive after immigration. Having such a powerful and wealthy relation in New York, of course he was going to use that relationship to his family's advantage. And that's why it matters. They say if you're looking for a job, that you shouldn't look to your closest circle, your good friends and family. They say that you should look to your weak ties, not people you have no ties with. Weak ties. They're the people who are going to help you. Your closest circle already know everything that you do, pretty much. The circles outside of that know things that you don't. They know people that you don't. And they can connect you with, say, a hiring manager that your close friends don't know about. And they're motivated to help you because it makes them look good to the people that you have in common with them. And it costs them very little. And this is why I always say family is at the heart of the mafia.